I'd been kind of processing the fact that I might need a liver transplant for a couple of years now, because that was told to me when I initially was diagnosed with the PSC.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm one of those just overly positive people, and I thought, oh, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not going to happen. You know, it just, I would be real surprised. But I thought, well, we'll just deal with it if it comes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was sad, but I wasn't terribly shocked. But I was very saddened because I think the cancer scared me the most. You know, I just wanted to get that cancer out. And I didn't know what was up ahead. A lot of questions that we had. And then we were just being whisked away to the Mayo right away.
And what was amazing about it for me was that, I mean, I remember telling you, and it took your breath away. I mean, it just kind of takes the air out of you. But we did have, we have a wonderful support system in Boise with our family and friends, and then our doctors in Seattle just basically said, well, this is something that we can attack, and we're going to send you to the Mayo. And almost immediately they got us in, knowing our condition and the severity and the uniqueness of the disease.
Mm-hmm.
They took us on.
Well, initially, we didn't even know we could use a live donor. We had no idea that that was even an option. So we were told it was an option. And as soon as it was told it was an option, in that room that I'll never forget, Don was like right away, well, why can't I be her live donor? I mean, just like that. It was just like the next breath that came out of his mouth. And I hadn't even thought about Dawn. And she said, well, you can if you match. You know, and she said, that's the biggest thing is matching.
Mm-hmm.
So I had been speaking to my sister, and actually my sister's husband was looking to be a live donor also. And he actually did have the same blood as me. But we wanted to try my siblings first. So each sibling tested their blood right away, and they did not match at all. They did not match. My brother-in-law did match, but Don found out, he went home instantly, found out he was O, and he said, I'm the one. That should be your donor. I was just amazed. I was just so full of gratitude, and that, wow, you know, do you love me that much?
Yeah, you want to tell her what you said?
I said, do you love me that much, or is this, how did I say it? Or is this just
You asked
something you
me.
feel is the right thing to do?
The answer was, well, why can't it be both?
Yes. And which is so your personality, actually. It is his personality. And I would be the same way with him, too, you know. It is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's the right, you know, we just wouldn't hesitate. We transplanted, the date was pushed, transplanted on the day we met. And I felt that was a sign that told me everything's going to be just fine, that Don is meant to be my donor. He is the one who's meant to do this.
Well, again, we were somewhat expecting that a transplant was in the future because of her PSC. We didn't expect it to be this soon. But when I heard that I had, you know, I could be a candidate, I just wanted to find out whether I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
And because I felt it was the best thing if I could. Certainly, you wouldn't want to have to put anybody else through it, and I also wanted to be part of her recovery and her healing and solving her problem. Right?
We still fight. We're still Don and
We
Heather.
have I think we have a pretty passionate relationship.
We do, yeah.
And she's strong-headed, and I'm strong-headed. And, you know, I don't know. I just think it's just another part of our dimensions and stories.
It is,
And,
yeah.
well, when the doctors woke me up, first thing I did was I asked how she was doing, and you know, they told me she was doing good, doing well.
I was supposed to have the smaller.
They said there was a slight change though, and that was instead of using my left side of the liver, which was initially more, it was supposed to be appropriate, a slightly easier procedure maybe and a better fit. There were some things that they found when they went in, and so they took the right side of the liver, which comprises about 2/3 of the liver's volume, and that's when I was on narcotics, so But I think that's when I made the comment, it's just like Heather, give her an inch and she takes a mile.
I kept thinking, how's Don? Where's Don? Is Don okay? I think I'd asked a nurse if she had a dog. But my biggest concern was just knowing where he was and how he was doing. And next thing I know, he's wheeling over to me. And he's not supposed to be even up. And he's wheeling his little cart over to me. And I just remember reaching out to him and telling him thank you and I love you. And, it's just...
I remember, they took just great care of us, got us up into the ICU, and I told them I wanted to give how's Heather, and they said she's doing fine, she's recovering well, and I asked if I could go see her, and I could just kind of see the expressions. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, can I walk? And I said, well, if you can. And I guess that it's not typical that people get up on the day of their procedure to walk, but I did, and they gave me a little walker, and I went on over there. The difference maker was the time that the surgeons and the physicians and the program coordinators took to listen to us and explain to us and answer questions, sometimes 2 or 3 times, the same questions over and over again, to put us at ease. And that was invaluable to our confidence coming in, and
It's amazing.
and our ability to just not worry about the outliers.
The doctors were phenomenal, and I remember Dr. Gregory Gore saying to me, Heather, you're in good hands, don't worry.
Yeah.
And I never did. When he was like, of course there's no guarantees in life, but he goes, you're with the best, and you're going to be fine. And I just felt that when I just took that to heart, and I thought, here is this world expert on this, and they were amazing. I truly, the whole, just watching them all go, it's cute how they all walked around and answered your questions and were so patient, and that was just such a really amazing experience to me as a person with this bile duct cancer, and having all these questions answered, and keeping us at ease with it.
And having that team approach.
Having that team
There was 2 or
approach.
3 people that kind of always knew what was going on, so if one wasn't available,
Always.
there's somebody else that we could contact. That was very comforting.
And they were all on the same page.
They're all on the same page.
All on the same page.
Yeah.
I just think the biggest thing for us is wanting to educate people that don't be afraid to be a live donor, and that there's so many people out there waiting on livers or other organs, and don't be afraid of this. Educate yourself and learn what you can. Give the gift of life.